guys, how's it going? It's Tim. It is, I have no idea what day it is, so I'll figure that out later. Decided to try some new stuff today. Well, not entirely new. This is Mama Bear's Lime Ice in a shave stick, and oh, that was a horrible idea. I had put some water in the cap to let that soften up, but what I did was took most of the tip of that off. Things you learn. I guess we can assume it's safely softened. As far as the face goes, I've got a whole lot of Parasso on it right now, which is why I look a little weepy. Just get a bunch of this on. I don't normally get along super well with shave sticks. I don't ever seem to get enough on. Although this does seem to help. The letting it soak bit. Perhaps maybe not the length of my whole shower was a good idea, but yeah, I bet that's probably enough. Give that a quick rinse in there. Wipe the schmutz off of the threads. And we'll just set this over here to dry. Say hello to Body Shop Synthetic again. Jean-Michel left a pretty good point in a comment the other day that oddly I couldn't reply to. That, you know, I should have used a better synthetic. Yes, I agree, and I don't own one. It's the only synth brush I own. I've only used it a handful of times. The problem with this brush is just water goes everywhere but the tips. Which might be why it works so incredibly well in a bowl, because it flings out. And in a bowl, that direction would be back into the lather as it forms. Well, this is getting quite thick again, even though it was fairly thinned out a minute ago. To me, that just screams for more water. I'm probably going to stop flaying the brush like I have been. Just because when I was doing that, I just basically wanted to work lather down into the knot. Or maybe I will just do that again. How the hell should I know? I just make this up as I go. Well, this is still quite thick. Doesn't feel like it has any cushion at all. Well, these are kind of old. I did get them a couple of Christmases ago. And I know that my soaking attempt, or softening attempt, surely compromise the end of the soap. This feels a bit better. Now this doesn't feel super menthol-y. It's kind of a bummer. I was in the mood for menthol tonight. Plenty in the brush left this time, so it's safe to say we had enough soap to start with. I'm going to try not to talk during passes. That way it's easy for me to zip through them at 4x speed, and then hopefully we end up with a video that's reasonable in length. I'd much rather ask for only a couple of minutes of your time versus, 20 some. We got a mid-70s tech head on my R41 handle. We've got a feather in this. I was thinking about the post I made the other day about how different razors perform different ways with different blades. So this with the feather is about the same as the R89 with, let's say, a Persona in it. But an R89 with a feather in it is very much like a slant with a Persona in it. Slant with a Persona is, probably closer to, I would imagine, the newer, more polite R41 with a middle-of-the-road blade. So let's go, first pass. Wow. So the realization there is, I really forgot how good this head is with the feather in it. Super, super comfortable, and works really, really well. And the Mula handle adds a nice feel to it compared to this little aluminum jobby that doesn't thread all the way onto the Mula head. So, danger, Will Robinson. That's a Persona, just chilling. I'll pull that out after the shave and give a rinse. I have about, a day and a half's worth of stubble. Or growth, depending on how you want to look at it. And this lather actually, regardless of how it felt between my wet fingers on the face, worked really, really well. Nice and slick, and I thought I was worried about a lack of cushion, but it was actually pretty good. I'm going to start on the upper lip this time and come out this way instead. The tech will do a very nice job on my upper lip. However, it just requires a little more progressive reduction. But that's fine. It only takes a second. Back to it. All right. That felt good. I would describe this as not as a face chiller. It's pleasantly cool, but a heavy dose of Parasso as pre was substantially colder than this. So if you're a menthol junkie, perhaps email Sue and see what she's got, because I think once in a while she does make a batch for somebody where there's a little more menthol in it, or just go with things that are notedly cold. Perhaps not Yeti Snot, but maybe Vostok by Queen Charlotte. Last pass. All right. Well, that was really pleasant. Quite comfortable. I did get. I felt that happen. The follicles on the very corners of my lips are proud. They stick out quite a bit. Okie dokie. That's decent rinse. Okay. So to recount, see what we got left here. A little bit left in the brush. A little bit enough for more touch-ups. Nice, dense. To be honest with you, it doesn't feel. I mean, it feels good in the hand. Well, I guess if you get enough of it, actually, I take that back. I was expecting this to perform less well than it did. I've kind of been thinking lately about, I've communicated a few times with Mama Bear. She's incredibly nice, just a super, super nice woman who makes a really good, well-priced product. And I had concern that perhaps she's maybe going to get left behind in the resurgence or just the surge of artisan soaps on the market. I don't think that's fair to say. I don't have another soap that performs exactly like this. It is ridiculously slick. Razor Rock is also ridiculously slick, but in a different way. Razor Rock feels like you've put some armor on your face. Dangerous, slippery armor. This doesn't quite have the same cushion. But if you're... Perhaps this is best aimed at people starting out because it's really easy to lather and you can just get stupid with the amount of times you go back over it without feeling like you're not protected. And Razor Rock will let me get away with that once or twice, but not that much. The old alcohol dunk here. So I think it stands well by itself. It doesn't need to win against anything else. As far as my den goes, it's the only product I have that plays that game, which is good. Let's see. That brush is not the easiest to use thing, but that was a really good lather, and it made it without a whole lot of fuss. It's just me learning how the hell to maintain water and in what part of the brush that water will reside. I still chalk that up as a learning pain, growing pain. And if you're watching, here's the bottle of Dalwhinnie with glycerin, witch hazel, and aqua velva. Nice little cork. I kind of want to run down to Waitrose or Sainsbury's one of these days just to buy some more of these absolutely adorable bottles of scotch. Because I'm dripping. They work really well for this purpose. They've got a nice, appropriately sized hole that your finger fits quite nicely over. And I think they just look awesome. And damn, I'm going to have to drink whiskey. Woo! That's certainly not a loss. I put that on more as a toner than anything else. Make sure that I knocked the lather off. But since I'm in a menthol mood, this is an empty Tabasco bottle or something that I just had my wife make me a label for. And it's got Skin Bracer, which is the chilliest aftershave I own. No real sting out of this stuff either, which is good, indicative of let's say par for the course with a shave while using a tech. I find it really, really, I mean, you've got to you've got to be fully determined to get a uncomfortable shave with a tech, or you've put the razor together wrong or something. This is Gillette Intense Cooling Lotion that I've just put in a Nivea bottle. And the combination of it and Skin Bracer is very nice, and it leaves a longer menthol cooling effect. My face will feel nice, cool, and chilly for about the next half hour, which to me is about all I want. There we go. My goodness, that was a nice shave. Thanks for coming along. We're at 21 minutes now. I could probably snip about 6 minutes out of this, so that puts us 15. Word. I'm happy with that. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, subscribe, like, rate, whatever. Call your brother on the phone and be like, hey, you gotta look at this crazy guy who shaves on YouTube. What else? Yeah, see ya.